You've been hitting the gym, benching like crazy, but your chest still won't grow. Frustrating, right? Today I'm breaking down exactly why your chest isn't growing and more importantly, how to fix it fast. There's 4 topics I want to cover in this video: prioritization, angles, technique, and workout split structure. And right before we get into things, don't forget to download my 3 free workout programs. They're 6-week repeatable muscle building programs, so get them now. The link is in the description of this video. So let's get into things. And if you're serious about building your chest, you need to prioritize it. That means you need to train chest at the start of your workouts, not after shoulders, not after arms, not after doing cardio, and especially not at the end of any workout you're doing. When you train a muscle first, you're training it when your energy, your focus levels are at their peak, which means you can train the targeted muscle better, more effectively, lift heavier weights, and make better progress within that workout, which over the long term will lead to better muscle growth. You should aim to train chest first every time you train chest, even if you're training it twice per week, which I advise you do and we'll get onto later. For example, a push day, do all of your chest exercises first, then follow up with your delts and tricep. Now let's get on to point 2, hitting from different angles and the best exercises to do this. If I were to give you a blank canvas and I said, paint me the most beautiful painting I have ever seen in my life, and after a couple weeks you come back to me and you've only painted the middle third of the canvas, I'd be wondering if you had a single-digit IQ or not, because that doesn't look very good. If when you're trying to grow your chest, you only train the middle of your chest and never upper or lower chest, then the entire chest is going to look underdeveloped. Most guys just stick to a flat bench press or a flat machine press and wonder why their chest is undeveloped. But the key is to hit chest from multiple different angles to give it that 3D, well-developed look. If you keep your elbows really flared and a huge arch in your back when doing an incline press, you're actually changing the angle so much that it almost becomes a flat press, mainly targeting the mid-chest as any other flat exercise variation. So try to minimize the arch in your back and tuck in your elbows to your torso when doing any kind of incline press variation to really bias the upper chest. And it's important to note that when doing any kind of flat press variation, you will be targeting the entire chest, but you're not biasing either the lower or upper chest. The third reason your chest may still be staying small is simply your technique. This is where a lot of gym bros go wrong when it comes to building a chest, is they're so fixated on the amount of weight they're lifting that they completely forego any kind of good technique, never truly getting stronger or building the muscle, because every time they increase in weight, they simply just decrease the quality of their technique, aka ego lifting. You might think you're training chest really hard and lifting heavy, but if you're just doing half reps, you're just cheating yourself. Focus on getting a full range of motion. If you're incline dumbbell pressing, for example, bring those weights all the way down to touch your chest or even your front delt before pushing back up. Same with a barbell press. You want to touch your chest slightly before pushing back up. If you're miles away from touching your chest or your front delts, then you're lifting too heavy. If you're confused as to why your chest isn't growing, the first port of call is to lower the weight and increase your range of motion, making sure to get the most out of each exercise, rather than simply just trying to lift as much as possible without any kind of solid technique. And the 4th thing I want to touch on is your workout split and how to structure your chest training during the week. If you're training chest just once per week, for most people this isn't going to be enough, especially if it's a weak point. You want to aim to train the chest twice per week. This increases training frequency without overtraining. You're not training chest 3 or 4 times a week. Twice a week is the perfect amount for most people. So you could add this into a push-pull leg split or an upper-lower split, no problem. Personally, I like to have one heavier weight, lower rep set of like 4 to 5 reps, followed by a higher rep, slightly lower weighted set of like 6 to 8 reps. But personal preference and experience level is a big factor here. So as a rule of thumb, as long as you're taking your sets to failure, I think anywhere between 4 to 12 reps in a set is fine. So if your chest is still small, then it's time to fix it. Prioritize it in your training, hit it from all angles, improve your technique, and train it at least twice per week. And if you found this helpful, then drop a like and subscribe for more fitness content. And let me know in the comments which muscle group you're struggling to grow. I'll make a video on it next. Catch you in the next one.